But question. Okay, like we talk about brown rice and white rice. I don't really believe that there's such a thing called brown rice.
Me neither.
You don't what?
I don't believe brown rice.
You don't believe?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
because I see like back home, my parents grow rice.
To bring the mic up to you close
Yeah,
to you.
back home, I saw my parents grow rice. They have a farm.
Uh-huh.
So I have never seen like nobody harvest brown rice. So
Oh, you saying
Oh,
that
so
it's,
brown rice is not a thing when you back.
yes,
Oh,
I've never
okay.
seen anybody grow it. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
so you've only seen white rice?
only white.
Like white rice that you
White rice, only white rice. You can harvest it, cut it. Take the skin off on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes, you can even you can boil the water, rice, and drink the water. That water tastes good.
Oh yeah, rice
So-
water.
Yeah,
Well,
rice water is
they also use rice water for your hair. They say
Yes.
it's a good,
Yes.
a good hair.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, wait, hold on.
He's
Because we not gonna skip over this.
he said, oh.
What do you mean you never seen brown rice?
But have you ever seen anybody grow brown rice?
So you're trying to say the rice? You're not trying to say, but there's a chance.
Man made.
Yeah, it could be a man-made. I probably know. I've been thinking like it's a lot made.
But don't do that to me, bro.
That's all he eat. Brown rice.
Like you probably
Don't do
eat
that to
plastic,
me.
Yo,
you
his
know.
whole world is shattered.
Don't do that to me, bro. So the reason why we're here is because I really want to talk to y'all about the trials and the triumphs we all go through in like developing healthy routines, as far as like workout routines go. I've been fortunate in my life to play sports my entire life. So the reason why I've been able to easily go into workout routines and go out of workout routine is because of that. It's because I played sports. But then after I stopped playing, there was a certain part of me I felt like that died. So I had to like go through certain things in my life for me to gain the discipline again to want to do it. Those people that work out 6 to 7 times a day because they feel like it's
A day or week.
A week, I mean,
Oh, okay.
because they feel like it's
I'm about to
beneficial.
say, like,
No, just a week, because they feel like it's beneficial to their health. When you're working out like that and you're not an athlete, I can see how it's very difficult for someone to comprehend why. Like as an athlete, you're doing it because there's a dream attached to it, or there's a check attached to it. But now I'm sitting in a room with people that do this for like for fun, I would say. So I guess my question is like, I want to know why, like what inspires y'all to like get up every day and work out as many times as I do a week to continue to have the physique that y'all have? Like, what's the inspiration behind it?
I was about to say, I'll
anybody
pop it
can-
off because everybody was like, for me, mine was different. Even though I played sports in school, I was little. Like, I started 12th grade at 5'1".
Started
Tiny Wait, guy. wait, Yeah, 12th yeah. grade?
5'1".
12th grade, I was
What's it-
5'1".
What's your weight that time?
Under 100 pounds.
Wait, this was
You were
high
small.
school. Wait, this was high school.
High school.
Last year, senior.
Senior year.
You
I
was
ju-
5'1".
started, I take it back. I finished 11th grade 5'1". I
That's
started
crazy.
senior year 5'10".
Wow, you had
So,
a 9
crazy
inch like growth spurt.
So at the time, like, once I had the growth spurt, I was still under 100 pounds.
Okay.
So my reason for gaining the weight and like getting in the gym was more so like, I can't just sit here and be this skinny. I'm like, I probably gained maybe 15 or 20 pounds. I'm like 120 as a grown man, 21, 22 years old.
Wow.
And I'm 120, 6 foot, 6'1", whatever you want to call it. And I was like, I can't do this. Everybody light me up. Women saying you can't handle all this. I was like, come on.
Oh yeah, they.
I was tired of hearing that. So I got to a point to where I was like, I'm not satisfied with myself. So to be better, to grow and all this other stuff, I got to find a breaking point to be like, whatever it takes to get to healthier weight, that's what I'm going to do. And I just happened to find somebody, worked out,
So
went from
there
0
was-
to 100.
So there was like social pressure for you. initially.
Yeah.
But
And then dissatisfaction with myself.
I have a question. Like, so when you jump from 5'1" to 5'10" in like a summer,
Yeah.
like what was that like going back? The people be like, "Yo, what?"
Yeah,
Like, you
it's like the people you ain't seen.
yeah,
that-
like
It was unreal. So
yeah, because that's a that height
it's a
differential is
huge
like
jump.
that's about a
Yeah.
ruler.
so I got crazy stretch marks on my back from like stretching out of my skin like that.
wow.
But literally from top to bottom. But literally one day I went to the bathroom and my brother was in there brushing his teeth, so I went in there to brush mine, and we were just looking at each other like something different.
Yeah.
And that was the moment we realized, hey, you just got taller than me, because he's like 5'4", 5'5".
yeah,
So he was like, and we had no idea that this little bit of time passed, and I'm just essentially growing an inch almost a week.
That is
So
crazy.
at that rate, because it's a 2-month summer, that's 8 weeks, and I went from 5'1" to 5'10". So literally, we looked at each other and just had no idea what just happened. It felt like a dream. But when I got to school and like those first couple of weeks, I'm hearing people behind me say, "Will, is that you?" And I'm turning around like, "Yeah." They was like, "When did you get so tall?" And I was like, "It was over the summer. I don't know what happened, but I'm thankful."
That's
You know what I mean?
because this is high school, right? Like this
Yeah.
is not like, grade school,
Yeah.
junior high school, whatever. Like this is high school. Like
Yeah.
we're talking like junior year, you wrapped up at 5'1" and you came back senior year ready for the high school prom.
Ready to
Like I'm
roll.
5'10". What's up? I put on shoes. I could be a solid 6 foot, 6'1".
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
I'm assuming when that happens, right? You go from being short to being tall. There's a certain confident boost that comes with it.
A little bit. I wouldn't say confidence, is more of like a sigh of relief. Like, okay, now I don't have to deal with the short jokes no more.
But
Wow,
did the I guess the attention that you was getting, the type of attention that you was getting before, change after? Like
Yeah,
was it-
100%.
but
Because
it
now it's like, all right, now we can talk to this man. Like,
okay.
because females, they probably get to like 5'6", 5'7", max, or whatever the case is. So not only was I dealing with being short, I was just tiny.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm like, all right, one hurdle is crossed. Now I'm at
Gotcha.
least tall.
Got you.
But then eventually, like, that effect wore off. So they're like, all right, you tall, but now you just bony. So it was still like somewhat of a challenge, but it's not. And I had super long hair back then, like almost down to my
Yeah, I
waist.
saw
So
he looked like baby Snoop.
so I had that and the height like working for me, but it was still like, yeah, but you got to get some weight on you, my
So
boy.
you went from Bow Wow to like Snoop.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, okay.
Good comparison, facts.
Okay. Damn. So then he was like, okay, that's I checked off a box, but I'm still, now I still gotta, I have to figure out how to get from being tall and bony to being tall and pleased with myself.
Yeah. Because that I got humbled again. Because now I'm like, all right, I'm close to 6 foot, so now I can go try for the team and see if I can go ahead and make it. Because I had somewhat of the skill, so now I'm tall. I'm like, all right, I can do something. Went out there, but I'm frail, so I'm getting bounced around, like bullied out there, and this is just basketball.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, all right, well, clearly the height just ain't all I need. I need some weight on me.
Gotcha.
So at that point, I mean, that wasn't the crossovers where I started working out, but that's what trickled.
That's what, okay.
Yeah.
Was it the same for y'all? Was it like social pressure that caused both of you to like want to like, make sure that working out was a part of your weekly routine? Or did you have other inspirations?
Yeah, my story actually kind of similar to his story.
Okay.
I was a professional soccer player.
Okay.
I actually came to America to play soccer.
Uh-huh.
But what was the biggest challenge for me is that back then we were playing on the grass.
He's the cool guy now.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it took my role from last episode.
yeah. Yeah, so actually like we were playing on the grass. So since I came here, we play on the turf. So which caused injury on my knees.
So not to touch base. So that's the dilemma that Messi's having right now, right?
Yes, yeah. That's why he don't want to play on the
That's
turf.
why he don't
because
play on the
it's
turf,
very
yeah.
dangerous on your knee. Yeah. So I was playing for a college, Memphis. I think last game I had a trial with Atlanta United, but I couldn't make it. My knee started giving me a problem.
Wait, this was last year?
No, but this was back in 2011, 12 when they first come out.
Oh, wow.
It was the last
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
when this
word.
happened, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
then I switched to Miami. Was playing with them for maybe like 1 month. I just got to call it off.
Got
You
you.
know, so,
The fucking
but back
injuries,
then I was like around 120. You know, I was like 120. You
Wow.
know, so
Dang.
what happened is
When you
like,
was playing, you was 120.
yeah, I was 120. Yes.
But were you like still 120 and like
No, 120 just bony and skinny.
okay?
Yeah, see how a soccer player is. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
because you have to be able to flexible and run fast.
And run,
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys
yeah.
are lean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
very
super
lean.
lean.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very lean. You know, probably I might eat once a day. You know, I can't eat more than 2
Wow.
meals
Yeah.
a day. Yeah. So what motivated me, like, actually to start working out is that, like, you know, I just can't sit down doing nothing. So I started working out. You know, so, but before that, you know, I just go to YouTube. You know, watch the bodybuilders how they work out. You know, and all
Right.
that. Yeah. So it pretty much like I love the game. So now I'm in it. You know, sometimes I work out like 7 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week.
So was this self-taught? Because you said you went to YouTube.
Yes, actually, it's a self-taught. But you know, when I first started my journey, actually was working out with a couple of bodybuilders. You know,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
you know, they're actually famous bodybuilders. You know, they own Mr. Olympia and all that.
Okay.
So I was training with them for like around maybe 1 to 2
So
years.
that's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah,
man. I'm
so
trying
sometimes I even fly from here to go to LA to work out with them
Yeah.
and come back to Atlanta.
to, okay.
Yeah, that helped me a lot knowledge-wise. You know, it helped me to avoid a lot of injuries and all that. You know.
All right.
Yeah, because you know a lot of people start having injury when you're working out. You know, because they don't know what they're doing. Forms are very important. You know,
Right,
they
right.
play a great role. You know, some people try to lift heavy. You know, but instead of they working on their muscles, they just hurting themselves.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah.
can have
Oh,
a
yeah.
shoulder injury, elbow
Yep.
injury.
Yep.
Like, you know, bench
Yep.
press can cause anything. But if you know your form and you know what you're doing, you know, those kind of injury could have been avoided.
Got you. Wow. So for you, it was more so of like, it's a hobby, really. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't
right
got,
now
I
it's a
ain't got
hobby.
nothing to do. So
No, yeah, yeah. Right now it's a hobby. Yeah,
And injury prevention too.
yeah, that too.
yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you? What was your reason?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like I just wanted to. I was a fat kid when I was younger. Yeah, I was eating. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like I was eating everything in sight. Like my mom used to share this story. She was like, "Yo, we actually tried to put you on a diet, and you was stealing food out of the fridge."
Oh wow.
I kid you not. And she was like, "Nah, we just gonna let him eat because if he's stealing food out of the fridge, then he gonna steal food like somewhere else."
How old were
Yeah.
you?
To do.
I was like 6, 7. I just love to eat, but like my grandmother my grandmother was like the heart and soul of the family. So she was always cooking, like, you know how you watch like Soul Food, or you
Yeah.
you got your grandmother cooking the
Yeah,
meals.
cooking the meals,
My
yeah.
grandmother used to cook like that every day. And one thing my grandmother said, she says, eat as much as you want. And I took that literally, and I was just like eating. And I was watching cartoons. Right? I was just, yo, facts. Like I was just eating and watching cartoons, but then like when I went outside to play, like I remember like being the last kid to get picked, right? To play like a sport. You know what I'm saying? I remember getting overlooked by women, like where they was looking at like all of my other friends or my cousins or whatever who was in better shape and they were more athletic. And so for me, like I was just like, I hit a point where I just didn't want to feel the way I felt anymore because I was getting teased. I got called names like Chub Rock, you know what I'm saying? Like
Chub Rock.
Chub Rock. Like remember the rapper Chub Rock? Like yeah,
No, I
like
do
was like the rapper like seriously, like you know what I mean? Like so that really like affected me, and I didn't really know how much it affected me, but like over the years went by, I remember when I finally got to high school, like I ended up playing basketball every single day because I was in New York City. I grew up in Queens, so like we had the basketball courts right there where our building was, and so I used to go out play basketball. I was eating 1 meal a day. It was unhealthy, but when I was in high school, just like you, like I was big one year, and I came back and I lost 50 pounds in a summer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I was unhealthy because I was eating 1 meal a day.
Right.
Yeah,
I went
Was
back.
this intentional? Was it to lose weight?
It worked. Like, for example, it wasn't intentional. I was like, oh, if I just eat this one chicken wrap a day and play a whole bunch of basketball, I'm going to lose weight. So I was playing basketball. Then I was in my like the living room of the building that I lived in. And I was just doing push-ups like crazy. And like I lost 50 pounds.
Okay.
In how many months?
It's like a summer. So
Oh,
it's like two months.
3
And
months,
yeah, so when I went back to high school,
Yeah.
like everybody, all the teachers were looking at me and they thought I was sick because I had lost so much weight so fast. All the women thought I was a new student because they were like, I never seen you before.
Right.
Like that's how much weight I lost.
Yeah.
They were like, I never seen you around here. Like I was like, no, you seen me. You just remember me when I was 50 pounds heavier.
right,
Like,
there
you
you
know
go.
what I mean? So then I started getting attention from the ladies and blah 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 blah. So like for me, that's where it kind of started. But then when my mother moved to North Carolina, like I had to move as well. And so when I made that move, I had gained all my weight back because I started eating normally. Yeah, because I started eating normally.
Well, how old were you then?
I was 18, around 18, 19 years old.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
gained the entire 50 back?
Yeah,
Or-
I gained
or
it. I
if-
gained
okay.
entire. I gained like, and not the entire 50, but I gained.
But
I
a
was
lot.
heavier.
Okay.
And so I realized after I realized then, like I was like, yo, you gotta find a way to keep the weight at a consistent level, but then eat healthy. So that's when I started to like research. And at the time, I was getting Men's Health magazine, so I subscribed to that. And I was looking through the magazines to try to get like ideas of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how to eat and
Yeah.
you know how to work out and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so for me, like going back to the social aspect, right? I used to get GQ magazines, Details, all of the like major men's magazines, and I was like, I want to look like these guys.
Yeah,
Right.
motivation
And so
purpose.
Yeah, so for me, like I was like, man, I want to look like a supermodel,
Facts.
right? You know what I mean? I may not have the height for a supermodel, but it's like
Yeah.
if I could have a physique and
Yeah.
the look and blah 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 blah. And so I was doing everything that I could to look
But why?
for the social for social recognition.
So the social
like for
pressure
social
also.
recognition, yeah,
Okay.
the social pressure, man. Like
Okay.
like that was real, especially when you younger. Like that's like every young around that time, like around my early 20s,
Uh-huh.
like it's always social pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the pressure now for women to be in the gym, just to build a booty, like it's crazy. Like right, like the social pressure to what's acceptable in society is like, like the having like some meat on your booty is like in. So I need to go to the gym and do squats or do lunges or whatever. And so like to be socially accepted almost.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
know,
that's gonna be the
Pause,
bottom
pause.
line
Pause.
regardless.
No, pause.
So let
But
me-
why
let
is
me-
like that? No, why is like that?
Wait, so
Why like
Here's-
you know us as a human being like okay we
why
have-
is the social pressure the reason why we
yeah, so like man or woman has to do something to change their whole entire life because of what somebody thought about them, you know what I mean? You know what you say, like you gotta have a back in order for you to attract. As a woman, you gotta have a back in order to be attractive, you know, towards.
I think that's how it is initially. I think a lot of people, and it's not always just with like working out, but it's one of those things that causes people to make adjustments in their lives until they realize that the thing that they want to make a lifestyle, they need to do it for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's always. I think for me early on, it was social pressure too, but then social pressure. Once you start to look for like something real,
Yeah.
it does fade away. Like it can't. It's like bad fuel. It can't be the thing that like continues to fuel you over and over again. At some point, you got to find something different. But I do think initially for a lot of people, it is like that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
And I think another reason is like we all want to attract whoever we want to be attracted to.
Yeah.
So if you see that that person is only liking women with butts, if you see that female is only liking dudes with muscles, and you want that type of woman or you want that type of guy, you're gonna try and alter your life to be like that to attract those type of people.
Yeah.
So you might do whatever it takes just to attract that person, but 9 times out of 10, everybody wants a woman with a big butt. So
Or if
if
you
that's
already,
the thing, then
or if you already have that person and you're trying to keep that person, you might do.
100%. Especially if you feel like, hey, if he don't look at no skinny women, so if I want to keep this dude, I got to stay in this kind of shape.
Yeah.
But-
My ex told me she liked big shoulders, so I went. I got. I
Wait,
got-
you went in the gym and you started doing
Man,
the shoulder
I-
All
presses?
laterals.
bro.
Oh, the lateral raises?
Bro.
but me,
I went crazy like 3 times a week. I wasn't playing.
Are you
But-
serious?
Yeah, I am.
She
But
must have been bad, yo.
She was perfect for me.
Wow. Okay.
But the thing is though, I feel like that's supposed to happen. Like if your lady, if you go to your lady and you be like, I like this, and then she goes, oh, he likes this, let me get this for him, you know. But for me, it was just my body. I personally don't. First of all, I think big shoulders will look nice on me. I don't have an issue with working out. That's not a problem for me to do it at 6 times to 7 times a week, and it's something that she likes.
Well,
So I made the adjustment.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think if she with you, right, that means you must have had the shoulders for her to even consider you because
Well, I mean, I had the juice. What we talking about?
I mean you got that too, but you
No, I'm joking. But no, I mean, I think she's not. When it came to like choosing a person, we ain't got to make this whole conversation about her. But what I will say is she wasn't solely sold on physique. You know, so I think that was something that it wasn't like she was asking for it. She was like, "Oh, I prefer." You know, she was sold on other stuffs about me, and then I wanted to gift her with something that she would that she prefer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. And once you get to a certain point, sometimes too, you're always gonna be like, well, I got a little bit more to do. There's still some growing to do. There's still some shaping and perfecting to do. So if you're like, hey, you right there on the line, push yourself to kind of get a little bit better, or whatever the case is, whether it's healthier, whether it's more cut and defined, like whatever that case is. For me, at least, I don't know about nobody else, but even I'm 9 years in with working out. Even at this point, I'm still like, I still got a little way to go. So I'm still trying to tone this up or do this or get bigger calves, unfortunately. So, you know what I mean? It's always going to be some type of like continuous push to like still be better, even though I feel like I've reached a good point.
Yeah, I think for me, like, man, I look at fitness like, yo, longevity, right? Like, because we as black folks, right, we don't, our lifespans are shortened, you know, just because of like our lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? We always had to like fight for everything, and we always got like we don't really eat the best foods. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in 100, like. And so I think for me, like looking at, especially the way my family grew up, like the baby boomers and the people, you know what I mean, like. They don't eat what I eat now, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't work out the way I do now. So for me, when I hear like black don't crack, right? It's like, okay, if we got the genetics to just kind of like be in that space where it's like, okay, genetically, like we don't age as well, but what happens when we incorporate fitness and healthy eating to that equation, right? Like, so now, like how long can I be like 60 years old and looking like I'm 45, right?
100%.
Yeah, that combination.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it's about that. It's like how long, because if I'm late in the game and I have kids, right, and I turn 60, like I want to be able to play with my kids, you know what I'm saying, when they 10, 15 years old at 60 and be like, yo, run around with them and all of that. And so if I have the genetics to do that already, if I add fitness and health and eating properly into the equation, then I can like, you know, maximize that as much as I can.
I also feel like and this isn't something that I know for a fact, but this is just something that I feel. I feel like the combination of that, what it does over time is it's something that's biological that you can pass down.
Right.
Like that's how good genes work, right? You develop them and then you pass them down genetically through your kids. So and you can just, to me, the same way you can pass down good genes, you can pass down bad genes. So if you're not taking care of yourself, but you want to take care of your family, I feel like the best way to do that is to take care of yourself, so you can pass that down biologically.
And your habits too, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? They look at like if you. My mom always used to say, like, you just like your father. My father was like this great thinker, right? He used to always like be in the books and be at the center of the like in New York, you always got the guy that's always talking mad smack to everybody and speaking, like spitting the knowledge and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, your habits too, like whatever your habits are, like however you think, whatever, you pass that down to your children too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not just like, oh, you walk like your father, or you think, you know what I'm saying, you sound like your mom, or you sound like your dad, or whatever, like your habits as well. Like,
you process
you
like
process
your
that.
father,
That's a fact.
Yeah, definitely. And I always just wanted to be an example of like, hello? Oh.
It does that.
I feel like somebody hung up on me.
Like, we didn't want to hear you, son.
So, so I always wanted to be an example because I hear so many people being like, well, I can't do this, or I got kids, or I got this going for me, or I got bad knees, or whatever the case is. And I'm like, I see so many people like defying those odds. Goodness gracious. Let's not use as an excuse. So whatever I could do to like keep bettering myself, if I could reach 60, 70 years old, still looking good, Shannon Sharp type level, you know what I mean? Like I always want to set an example from everybody coming behind me and even before me that's like, hey, I don't care what you're going through. You can always get past that. Yeah. You might have to work a little bit harder.
Right.
But there's no excuse for you to continue to be like that and just be unhealthy or be dissatisfied or depressed and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to hear no excuses. If you ain't gonna put in the work, you don't want it bad enough.
Right. But see, here's the thing that so there's a hidden benefit that comes with like working out that I feel like people don't, you can't, it's hard to tell it to somebody. You just have to feel it. Like doing it 6-7 times, or between 5 to 7 times a week, there's something like your body unlocks that I feel like other people don't have. Like the way you feel on the inside, the way you feel in the morning, your sense of peace, because you're to be able to get to this level of, to feel this way, you have to do this consistently and frequently, which means you've created a routine for yourself that affects the way that you think and process. And there's like a health benefit mentally that comes with working out as much as you do. So with this, and this is one of the reasons why I preach like for people to not just like work out hard, but even if you're jumping into it, make it frequent and make it consistent. Like even if you're in the gym for 20 minutes, you're not lifting heavy. Like if you can do that every 5 to 6 days for like a month, you just feel what I'm feeling. And it's hard to describe with words, but it's just something that you have to go through to feel.
No, I agree. I think it's single-handedly the biggest thing somebody can do for like their life overall. Cause you learn things like discipline and like you just said, consistency, all that stuff. That trickles into everything in your life, whether it's work, whether it's personal, whether it's relationships. You can take everything that you do from the gym, from being consistent and reaching these goals and heights, take that right into anything that you want to do. So I can literally attribute like working out and pushing myself to that point of like that created success for everything in my life.
Right.
And I don't think enough people talk about that. They just more so talking about the physical part, but it's done more for me like mentally than physical.
Yeah.
Same for me.
That's why I call it meditation, because like, if you look around, a lot of these wealthy people out here, they all work out in the morning and they meditate, so like to me, when I start my business, it's very stressful, so, but when I work out every day, like I feel different. It's kind of like a form of meditation.
100%.
Yeah. So, actually climb my mind to get ready for next day.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy because so the gym that I train at, there's a guy that he's a VC venture capitalist, and he always busy, you know what I mean, has emails coming to his phone. He said, yo, when I come in here, this is my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I shut my phone down. I send off my text messages right before I go out there, and I leave my phone in the back, and whatever I have to deal with can wait till after this moment. You know what I'm saying? And he makes time for himself. And he said if he doesn't, like, he can't run his business effectively, right? He can't run and do things accordingly if he doesn't make this time for himself. So he actually makes that time to come in and spend that time for himself, doing what he needs to do from a training perspective. And then after that's over and done with, then cool, you have my time. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, this time, nothing matters but this moment right here.
Yeah,
you know
sometimes I'll be in the gym and I don't even listen to music. Like I'll turn the music off, and especially when there's like nobody in there.
Yeah.
Like I don't hear. I'll turn it off, and all I want to hear is like machines. Because I also don't want to be like mentally bothered as well. Like I don't want someone else's words, even if it's music, to enter my mind space while I have this entire hour to myself.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I have a question. So right now, I feel like the reason why I work out now is a lot different than what it was before. Like the social pressure, but not because you mentioned longevity, and it's one of the reasons why it's one of the reasons that fuels you to continue to carry out this routine. But I would like to know like what happened, like what hurdle or what thing happened in your life for you to switch to go, this social pressure doesn't fuel me anymore. Like the reason why I do this is something different.
And like for me, it was just like seeing family members die at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like just like my grandmother died of cancer, and I think she was like 60, late 60s. You know what I mean? Like my mom's is not doing well now, and like she works like a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like she just works hours now. She like 60 years old, but she like just had a hip replacement, and and so like for me, like just seeing like family members just kind of like start to like that whole, like their body starting to break down, and they're not eating healthy because they're still living like old lifestyles and not saying, you know what, let me switch something up. It's like for me, I have the tools to kind of take into my life something different, right? Like I understand like the benefits of CMOS, right? I understand the benefits of smoothies, right? I understand like how working out has a mental component and then a physical component, right? And so like for me, like with the tools that I have, I can start to stop that lineage of like us kind of like dying early. You know what I'm saying? Because my family members are just kind of like falling off. And it's funny because I'm like my cousins and I, we had a conversation and we were like, yo, we can't keep getting together when people keep dying. Like that was the only time we got together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so we don't want to be, you know, having to come together like this. We need to be getting healthy. Like we need to be looking at what our parents and aunts and uncles are doing and say, you know what, like we not gonna do that. We gonna stop that right here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna start like living better. You know what I'm saying? So that we can have longevity. Because again, look at Denzel Washington, bro. Like he's still doing Equalizer movies at over 60. Like he's
Tom
like,
Cruise
bro,
too.
like Tom Cruise jumping off of like cliffs.
Into a base jump. Wanted to do it since I was a little kid. It all comes down to one thing: the audience.
Off of cliffs on a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle. Like
How old is he? Like,
61. I
like
just looked it up.
61. Like
that's crazy.
Tom
come
Cruise.
on, son. Tom Cruise, 61. Like
That's crazy.
still
That's
like
crazy, but that's also a good crazy. Like that's I'm trying to be just like that.
right, like just like with no fear. Like but always, but again, like, you see all these celebrities and you see all these influencers, like they take their health and wellness. And even like you said, going back to like CEOs of businesses, they take their health and wellness seriously.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Like if you look at Jeff Bezos, he's swole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That motherfucker on something, man. I don't
Like
know what it
he's
is.
swole. Like they got video of him walking through Soho with this beautiful girl swole. Like
swole. It's
Yeah, like-
crazy. All of a sudden,
like
man.
they take their health seriously. So for me, us as black folks, it's like, yo, like we already have the genetics. Like, yo, let's like amplify it and like, and you know what I mean? Like, so
See, I got two reasons.
Okay.
One, to kind of piggyback off what you just said about Jeff Bezos and his beautiful wife or girlfriend, whoever she is. One of my reasons was like, I'm always working on my mental and like growing in my career and all the other stuff. But I don't want to enter a relationship. I'm not in one, but I don't want to enter one and give my partner any reason to leave me. I know that sounds crazy, but
That's social pressure though.
I know but I'm just saying like that's
He went from social
maybe the
pressure.
abs is
it's
coming. Just
shifted.
hold on.
it shifted
Hold
from me
on, the abs
being
is
like
coming, babe.
I just want to be I don't want to be perfect, but you know what I mean? I just want to have all the tools that I need to like not worry about anything.
Got you.
But more so the other part is just I'm 32 now, and throughout the last 5 years, friends started having
That boy look
babies.
like a child, doesn't he?
But that's
30.
that's
Like
my point. I'm finna go through that. But everybody's starting to have babies and stuff now. And I'm like, I ain't even entered a relationship. So I know it's still some years before I even have that child.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't at that point, 18 years from now I'll be 50.
Yeah.
If I had a child today. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I have to be healthy moving forward so I
you
can
want
be
kids, right?
Yeah, I want a bunch of them. So I'm like, I mean, I don't want to say like 20 and nothing like that, but
You hear
I
that,
want to have
ladies?
more than one.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have kids by that point, and I want to still be healthy enough to play and teach some things and do sports and all that other stuff when like the second or third one is 18 or whatever the case is.
Got you.
So that's going to take me through 60, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So if I don't start going, not going crazy, but still being healthy and all that other stuff, if I don't keep up with this, I won't be in a position to be there for my kids.
Yeah, that's
a
fair.
fact.
That's fair.
That's like
God, that's crazy. You know, it's crazy because, like, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I do it too. There's one other reason, but it's those two reasons. I don't have kids yet, and I want to make sure that I'm 40 at 60.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
And you know, what's crazy part is like, you know, a lot of people have, like I know a couple people that had kids a little after 50. And what I can think about is like, yo, like, and they're pretty healthy, but it's just like the fact that you only are going to see like maybe 30 something years of your child potentially living.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the longer you wait to have children. So for me, it was just like, yo, like, again, going back to the health and wellness thing, like maximizing however you like your time in being healthy and working out and just doing all of the natural things, right? Because there's other things you can do to try to look healthy and young. It's like, you know, people going like the full extent, but like the natural things that you can do reducing stress is a big one too. Like if you can eliminate stress out of your life, like as much as you can, like that has a lot of longevity.
But it's number one killing disease in America.
Absolutely.
Stress.
Yeah,
stress.
Yeah, stress is number one killing, but people just ignore it. You know, they don't want to take care of their health, as you say. So, meditate. Probably
That's
won't
why you
live
got to
long.
work out.
Yeah, and I don't want to live like
work
the
out.
last.
Yo, burpees.
Work.
Yeah.
Yo, dumbbell burpees.
I don't want to live the last
Yo.
20 years miserable in a wheelchair or like humped over. Like I don't want to do that. So the longer I can like live a fully happy life, I'm gonna do everything I can to get there. Stress free, like healthy, running, biking, whatever I got to do. I'm trying to be 80 and like walking around.
And the
be able to
crazy part
jump
is
and
that it's
run.
possible, man. Because you see
100%.
people, and I think it's funny because a lot of people say that when they hit 60, it's like all of these issues are supposed to happen. It's like,
No,
I'm
no,
60.
no.
And that's what
Yeah.
kills me,
It's
right? Like,
it's a program.
it's a program, right? Like they
Program,
program and
But
they
your
like,
mind believe that's gonna happen.
it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
60. Yeah, I should be thinking about, man, my knees hurt. Yeah, I'm just getting older.
And you're not
blah,
doing
blah,
no
blah.
work to
right,
fix
it's
it.
like,
Yeah.
My grandmother's 120 years old. She's still working.
Wait,
What?
say
Whoa,
what?
whoa. Hold
You
on.
said
hold on. Hey, yo,
120?
hit the soundboard. Hit the soundboard, yo.
That's crazy.
Round of applause for grandma.
Run it back for grandma, yo. Hold on. How old is she?
120 years. She
That's
still walk.
crazy.
Yes.
And
That's
she's still
congrats.
cooking too?
Yes, she's
She
still
know what?
almost in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
She
know-
need to
you
get
wanna
on
know
the
what it is?
podcast. Like
Yeah,
that's
she,
what
she actually do the laundry, but
That's
she
because
use
she's
her
not
hands.
eating that brown rice. That's what it is.
That's right. It's the white rice.
It's the white rice. That's what.
Yeah.
Got like the sea moss in there too, probably.
Plastic all day, you know what I mean? Like
It ain't even just that. It's like I'm walking around telling people, brown rice is the natural organic. This is what you're supposed to.
You just out here telling lies.
Are you a, he's a false brown rice prophet.
That says a lot about me.